Are you tired of playing the same old boring root notes on a blues? Need a way to spice up your bass lines without learning years of music theory? Stop struggling. Use the Blues Box. The Blues Box is a simple fretboard shape you can use to create bass lines for blues and more. Take your beginner blues bass from this to this. But wait, there's more! In this video, I'll teach you the Blues Box plus 7 beginner-friendly blues bassline formulas, all included free. Shipping and handling not included. Side effects may include blowing your bandmates' minds and getting all the groupies. Instruments sold separately. In my last beginner blues bass lesson, I showed you how to survive a 12-bar blues using 2 simple shapes. In this video, I'll show you how to take the shapes concept to the next level using the Blues Box to create tons of kick-ass blues bass lines. The Blues Box is so legit that even legendary pro bassists use it. But it's so easy that even Billy Mays could play it.
It's amazing!
By the end of this lesson, you'll be able to use the Blues Box to come up with your own bass lines in any key at whatever level of skill you're at. Let's box it up! The Blues Box is just 4 notes that kind of make the shape of a box on the fretboard, hence the name. But by putting them in different orders and with different rhythms, I get tons of possible bassline ideas like this, or... Here's what this box shape looks like starting on a D on the 5th fret of the A string. I'll show you the notes in order from low to high right now, but we'll mix up the order and the rhythm when we play some bass lines later. So we're starting with our index finger on the D on the 5th fret of the A string, then pinky to the 7th fret of the D string, index on the 5th fret of the G string, and pinky on the 7th fret of the G string. And that's the whole box. So index, pinky, index, pinky. You can play this whole thing with just those 2 fingers. Index, pinky, index, pinky. If you know some theory, you'll recognize these notes as root, 5th, flat 7, and octave, but you can just memorize the shape if that sounds like Klingon to you. So how do you take this shape and make a bass line with it? First we need a rhythm, so let's kick on the drums. So I can play some quarter notes to this. That's a rhythm I could try. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then plug in notes from the box. I could just play the notes in order. I can mix it up. Then you'd move the box around based on the chord progression, which is really easy. You just need to find your starting note on the E or the A string so you have enough strings to play the box, and then play the same thing. So if we started on a G on the 3rd fret of the E string, we would just play the same box. All the same relationships and distances within the box. So if the guitar player was going from D to G, like in this example, G, so there's 2 bars of each chord, back to D. This is my root note option, which is gonna get pretty boring after a while. But now we go to the D, I can play my box, then we go to G, I just move the box down to my G starting note, back up to D, back down to G. I'll explain how we use the Blues Box on a 12-bar blues to get our 7 blues bassline formulas in a second, but if you've seen my lesson on Bootsy's funk formula, you might recognize the Blues Box as also being the funk box. Is up 2 strings. These notes don't obey genre boundaries. They sound great all over the place. Buy the Blues Box now and also receive the Funk Box, the Rock Box, the Jazz Box, click like and subscribe to Bass Buzz now to receive this special offer. To use this box for blues bass lines, you need to know the 12-bar blues form and how to find your root notes in any key. If you don't know how to do that, check out my Blues Survival Shapes video where I'll walk you through it. But here's a super quick recap. The most common type of blues is the 12-bar blues, where a simple set of 12 bars repeats over and over through a song. And there are 3 root notes you need to find in a typical 12-bar blues, which we call 1, 4, and 5. Those names come from the major scale, so 1 is just our starting note, and then 4 is the 4th note of the major scale, 5 is the 5th note of the major scale. So if we're in the key of D major, D will be our 1, and then we can find the 4 and 5 either using the high survival shape or or the low survival shape. If any of that made your eyes glaze over, just check out the survival shapes video and it will all become clear to you. And I cover chords and chord progressions in even more detail in my Beginner to Badass course at bassbuzz.com. If you can only play root notes through the 12-bar blues, you'll survive, but you'll get bored pretty quickly. So to level up your bass lines with the blues box, you start with the same 3 notes, 1, 4, and 5, and just sprinkle some notes from the box onto whatever root note you're currently on. So again, if we're in D and I use my low survival shape, I've got 1, 4, 5, and I just move the box around. When I'm on 1, I play it here. When I'm on 4, I play it here. And when I'm on 5, I play it here. So the survival shapes tell you where your root notes are, the 12-bar blues form tells you when to play them, the blues box gives you some tasty notes you can build a bass line with. The final step is just to pick a rhythm and an order of notes. So I'm going to walk you through 7 different formulas from popular songs that you can plug into your playing right now. You can download a cheat sheet of all 7 formulas from the link in the description. We're going to start super basic with Formula 1, the basic box. Called the basic box because it contains an alkaline substance? No, it's called the basic box because it's super simple. We're just playing the notes from the blues box in order as quarter notes through the 12-bar blues progression. We're in the key of D, so first we need to find our 1, 4, 5. So our 1 is D on the 5th fret of the A string, our 4 is G on the 3rd fret of the E string, and our 5 is A on the 5th fret of the E string. And again, I'm just using the low survival shape from my previous blues video to find these. So all I need to do now is start the box on D on the 1 chord, start it on G for the 4 chord, and start it on A for the 5 chord. Let's hit it! 1, 2, 3, 4! Formula 2 is the box shuffle, and we're going to play along with the Susan Tedeschi version of Little by Little by Junior Wells. The box shuffle formula is the same notes as the basic box, but we're adding some shuffle 8th notes as a rhythm. And here's a super quick shuffle explanation if you're not familiar. Normal 8th notes, called straight 8ths, are evenly divided down the beat 50% of the way. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Feel how even that feels? Shuffle 8th notes are more like the outside notes of an 8th note triplet. 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a. Feel how that feels lumpy. So feel wise, you can just think even versus lumpy. Even 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Lumpy 1 and 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1. Little by Little is in A, so our 1 is A on the 5th fret of the E string, our 4 is D on the 5th fret of the A string, and our 5 is E on the 7th fret of the A string. And again, we just move our box around, starting on A, starting on D, the 4, and starting on E, the 5. Here we go! 1, 2, 3, 4. To the 4, same thing. Formula 3 is the reverse box shuffle, which we're pulling from Eric Clapton's version of I'm Tore Down.
Feel like this when my baby
The reverse box shuffle is the same rhythm as the box shuffle, but we're flipping the order of the notes a bit. So we go root, octave, flat 7, 5. We're in the key of C, so our 1, 4, and 5 are C, F, and G. C on the 3rd fret of the A string, F on the 1st fret of the E string, and G on the 3rd fret of the E string. Again, just using the low survival shape to find that. And then we're going to move the box around as usual. Let's tear it down. 1, 2, 3, 4. Formula 4 is called the Funky Tramp formula because it comes to us from Otis Redding's version of Tramp. Tramp does not follow a 12-bar blues form, although it does use 1, 4, and 5 chords. I just couldn't resist giving you this tasty, funky blues bassline formula, so we're going to use it in the key of C on a 12-bar blues with some straight eighth notes, no more lumpy shuffle feel. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Formula 5 is from Junior Walker's Shake and Finger Pop, so why don't we call it the Finger Pop formula? The Finger Pop formula is the same rhythm as the Funky Tramp, but the order of the notes in the blues box is changed up a bit. And this song is also not originally a 12-bar blues, but this bass line will work great on one. We're in the key of F, so our 1, 4, 5 are F, B flat, and C. F on the first fret of the E string, B flat on the first fret of the A string, and C on the third fret of the A string. So let's shake and finger pop over 12-bar blues in F. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Formula 6 is the funky bass line from Taj Mahal's Leavin' Trunk, and I'm running out of names for these, so let's call it the Funky Trunk formula. We're in a similar funky blues style to Tramp and Finger Pop, but we're going to the 16th note level of rhythmic subdivision for some extra funk in the Funky Trunk. So if you're new to 16th notes, don't be surprised if this rhythm is challenging for you. This one's in the key of B flat, so our 1 is B flat on the 6th fret of the E string, our 4 is E flat on the 6th fret of the A string, and our 5 is F on the 8th fret of the A string. We're just going to move the box around. Let's try this out with Taj Mahal. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Look at mama, you know you asked me to be your kin. She said you can, man, if you want it. I'll keep it here, but please don't let my main man catch you here. Please don't let my main man, my husband, catch you here.
Formula 7, our final formula, is the tasty triplet shuffle, which comes to us from Gary Moore's version of The Blues Is Alright.
Hear me when I say that the blues is back and it's here to stay. I used to have
This is really similar to the box shuffle formula, but I saved it for last because that triplet at the end makes it a little harder to play. And you'll also notice at the end of the form, we break the pattern to just chug on the 5 for a bar, and it's really common to do a rhythmic pattern with the rest of the band at the end of the form like that. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4.
tell you a story all about the blues. I want you to listen to me, baby, while I sing it to you. I want you to hear me when I say that the blues is back and it's here to stay. I used to have me some.
Let's put this all together with a simple 4-step process you can use to come up with your own blues box bass lines. Let's say we're jamming with a guitarist and a drummer on a 12-bar blues. So, step 1 is figure out what key you're in. If you need to ask the guitarist, then ask the guitarist. It's better than playing the wrong notes. In this case, I'll just tell you we're in the key of D. So step 2 is we need to find our 1, 4, and 5. So I'll start on a D on the 5th fret of the A string, and we'll use the low survival shape to find the 4 on the 3rd fret of the E string and the 5 on the 5th fret of the E string. Step 3 is figure out a good rhythm to play that fits with the drums, which you'll get better at the more you have experience in a style of music. For this groove, let's just play some simple shuffle 8th notes that works well with this groove. So this is just root notes. Step 4 is I pick some notes from the box. I could pick the box shuffle from Little by Little, or I could do the reverse box shuffle from I'm Tore Down, or I could make up my own order of notes. Just trying stuff out. No matter what, you should start on the root, the lowest note of the box, so you're always laying down the low end. Did you notice that all 7 of our formulas started there? Optional, step 5, try combining different formulas. So I could take the box shuffle, switch to the tasty triplet shuffle whenever I feel like it. And because there's only a subtle difference between these rhythms, it kind of works to do that whenever I feel like it. But if I want to do something big, like totally change how busy I'm playing, I need to be aware of the impact that's going to have. Big changes like that should happen at the top of the 12-bar form, like if a solo is building excitement or a new solo is starting, something like that. Otherwise, you break the flow of the groove and you'll upset your band leader, so be sure to apply the blues box safely with adult supervision.
Bass Buzz is not responsible or liable in the event that you train wreck the groove in the middle of the guitar solo and have beer bottles thrown at you. Misuse of the blues box may have side effects including inflated sense of coolness, difficulty in leaving the venue on time due to frenzied fan enthusiasm, cake, or death. Bass, amp, and button-down shirt sold separately. Please allow 87 weeks for delivery.
Hurry now while supplies last.